are using the word equality way too much, because any woman with a bit of sense does not want equality. Equity is the word.
I just said that.
You said that, but everyone else keeps saying equality, equality.
I
Women
don't want
do
to be
not.
equal to nobody.
Nobody said
Women
that we
want.
wanted.
Only one person
You
said that.
said.
To be fair, Bo.
Do y'all think that we kind of missing like the beauty in us being different? Like, I know, like, I feel like women, even though to us a oil change and getting tires changed is easy as fuck, right?
No, it's not.
It's easy. I'm not
Well,
saying that it's easy
easy
to
when you know
do it.
how to do it.
I'm not saying that it's
Right.
easy to do it. I'm just saying it's easy to like go and get it done, right? Even though those things are like easy and second nature to us as men, I think women take solace in not having to worry about it. Like, just even though it's simple, like, yo, my man worries about that and I appreciate that. And the vice versa with like, I don't want to have to wash dishes, or I don't want to have to braid my daughter hair. Like, when I look at girls braid hair, I'll be like, I don't know how you can sit down for 3 hours, 4 hours and do these little tiny braids. I could never. And I would never do it, right? And I am appreciative that somebody else is willing to do that and might enjoy doing that, right? So I feel like we're not being appreciative of what makes us different, if that makes sense.
But how do we typically show that, like, I think you make valid points, right? Your observation is priceless. I think generally most men actually do what you just said. We take the very little things, not to dismiss, but take the little things women do, and we expand it. We make it valuable, but they minimize ours, and I think that's the disconnect. And what I hear sometimes in these conversations is that, even I think BK said it, women are doing essentially what we do, working. They're getting a paycheck. So now that there's this like almost equation of equality from the way our society runs and functions now in their eyes, and now we're actually exploring, well, what does a relationship look like? And we're trying to kind of mine it out now. That's the disconnect, that you're saying do equal of the work in the household, and it's still like, okay, let's say that happens. Well, when we go out, I know you share this sentiment, Mont, you don't let your woman drive, I don't let my woman drive. Like, so are we going to do that too? And that's why I think it's problematic, because there is no sharing of equality. It's just not going to happen, at least in my opinion. And I'll land.
And that's what I was gonna say too. Like, we as women, oftentimes we're the ones that speak on equality. We want to be equal when that's gonna be impossible because we
No, I don't want to
aren't
be equal
equal.
at all.
Yeah, right. But then we complain about certain things that are like hard or things like that. But it's like we created that for ourselves. But then we're the same one who complain about it and things like that. But we also want the things that are equal, that are benefiting us, as to what Will said. But then don't want to approach. We don't want to make the first move. We don't want to propose to men. We don't like. It's like we do these things that, like I said, benefit us, but then it's like basically taking what we want and then leaving what we don't. And it's kind of like, if we want equality, then why not take 100% of equality? You're kind of like, you know what I mean? It's not really equality in that sense.
We live in a
But
world of convenience. I just wanted to just make a
exactly.
point. I think that, I know, True, you asked, like, what do women want? I think that we talk about the different dynamics. Like, I don't know if everybody agrees with the men on this panel providing 100% full, financial stability, taking care of everything. If everybody agrees with a man has to drive, I know relationships that are total opposite of that. And I think there are people who agree with 50-50. And if a woman makes more than a man, they're okay with her providing that, and then maybe they pick up somewhere else. I think that we just got to understand that people have different dynamics of relationships, and just because we think of, like, the traditional or the biblical, men provide, women do X, Y, and Z in the household, it's no longer like that. There are stay-at-home dads. There are women who are making a significantly larger amount than maybe their counterpart, and they are okay with that. So we got to just, I feel like, normalize that people have their own things that work for them. And Willie's, your case is just not, it's not typical, but I will say I think it's harder for women nowadays to accept a man who is who will fully provide, right, financially, and them take that lead, supporting role position, the household. I think women don't even understand, like, wait, what is my role? What do I need to do? Like, how am I able to be like, that's a submission, level of submission. How are they even doing that? It's not typical.
To Willie's point, I do think that like a woman will look at Willie, she'll come into his situation and be like, he pay all the bills, pay for everything, pay for every single thing, right? And she will say, well, all you do is pay for stuff. A woman will do that, right? Because it doesn't seem like he's going to work and busting his ass every day, right? Because he's not doing a physical, certain type of job. But she's not taking into consideration what he's done to get there, to earn the right to not have to actually he was in the military for I don't know how many years and like all these type of things, right? So women, and I think this is where you just communicate, right? Because as humans, we might overlook things in other people's situations. We might be only seeing it from our perspective, but that's where we communicate in relationships. And you tell her like, hey, I know you might feel like I'm not doing anything. I'm just giving money, right? But these are all of the things that I am doing, and vice versa. I know you may feel like I'm only cleaning up the house, but this is how I spend my time every day, and this is how it feels to be in the house and do this. Like, I think it all comes down to communication.
That type of woman would never in life get close to my situation. I vet too good for that now. Like, if you think that just because I can do what I want when I want, that I'm finna sit here, I can take my free time and help you do your job, that means I get to have like 10 bitches. That's what that means. Because then I'll just have them help you do your job, and you just have to shut the fuck up about it, because that's stupid. Like I said it before you came on the show, that women they extrapolate to the power of everything. So if they have to do 9 things today and all you did was go to work, you only did one thing and they did 9. So what they did means more than you, and that's just not. Yeah.
Go ahead, Bo.
We are using, and by we I mean y'all, are using the word equality way too much, because any woman with a bit of sense does not want equality. Equity is the word. I don't. You said that, but everyone else keeps saying equality. I
don't want to be equal to nobody.
Nobody said that we wanted.
Only one person said that. To be fair, Bo. My bad, Bo. To be fair, only one person said
I'm the one who said about housework being equal.
No, because Shaya.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did, because you keep saying stuff about equality, and women should talking about too if they want equality. Yeah, women don't want equality.
Okay, so
they don't want equality.
You have to speak for yourself.
Equity is the word. Equity is everything that I have been talking about. Okay. I just want you to meet me where I am. Our finances need to meet in the middle, whatever that means. 75-25, 70-30, 30, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is. And then our home life needs to equal that amount of, because if I get off late, you should not be waiting on me talking about some what's for dinner. I'm gonna slap you across your forehead.
You just walk in the door with
it. So can I?
Right. You're right.
Can I say something?
Waiting.
You said that I was the one that said.
Hold on, y'all. Let her finish.
Okay. So I never mentioned.
Hold on. Shayan.
She's muted, so I don't know if she wants to talk or still talking.
Yeah, she was still talking.
I be real quiet when people be talking, but for some reason, when I talk, everybody.
Go ahead, bro. You got it. The floor is yours now.
You know what I'm saying? And now I don't even know where I was. Just go ahead. God damn it.
Okay, can I say something? Yeah, I never said for myself I want equality. And when I was mentioning women, and a lot of women speak about equality. Actually, it doesn't have to be you, because you were kind of using we and me interchangeably, so I was kind of confused with your argument, if you were speaking about yourself or if you were speaking about women. I a lot of the times hear women speak about equality and how they think that men and women are the same, and we are not the same. And I've mentioned that, I think, about like 2 to 3 times. But I've been on panels many times emphasizing on the fact that I hear about equality all the time. So it doesn't have to be you, but I would say that if you don't see yourself with this like whole equality thing, then you're actually the minority. I do think a majority of women talk about how we're the same, and um all these different type of feminist talk that I hear all the time on the internet, and I don't actually think it's necessarily an internet thing. I think this is something that happens in real life, but I also think that subconsciously they don't know that we are actually not the same. But I think that just like overall, I think it's just like their mindset and this delusion actually that they think that we are the same. But for myself, I don't think that.
I,
Just to clear that up.
I think it's an immaturity in some of them. Whereas they need to, I know a lot of people say no tit for tat, and I believe in no tit for tat, but like sometimes people need you to illustrate to them the things that you do. It just is what it is. Sometimes people need to hear that. And I know, at least for me, when I have conversations, the way that I talk, I know that I'm being heard. Like when I talk to women, they're hearing me, and I want to hear them, you know? So like I'll find myself having to articulate the differences between men and women and what men are doing and stuff like that. And they'll hear me and they'll change their perspective, at least during that conversation. They'll probably revert back, in a week. But at least during that conversation, they be hearing me. So
If the panel in general, do you guys know the difference between equality and equity? So, BK, what's your definition of those two words?
To put it in layman's terms, I would say equality is giving everyone the same thing, versus equity is giving everyone the tools to achieve the same thing.
So if that's the definition, why is that not what you guys want, or what you said you wanted for women instead of equality?
Well, I was talking about in general, right? When it comes to working hours and putting in effort, right, into the household. And so I do think a lot of people want equality. They want to. I do think people want to see you putting in just as much work as they put in. They like, and I'm not saying that's the best way to do things, but it is what a lot of people do want. They want to say, okay, if I'm in this kitchen cooking for 4 hours, throughout the week, let's just say they cook 4 times a week, it's an hour to cook, whatever. They want to see you doing 4 hours worth of work somewhere, whether that's at work or at home. They want to look like y'all are matching right time. And yeah, that's essentially.
So that's what you refute. You kind of, now you saying something different earlier, because doing the work that we already proved that the at work part don't count to y'all when y'all come home, have to do work at home. So the at work part is a wash when average couples, because they're both working. The part where you still, like, even to your own definition, you still want equality more than equity, because you said if they do four extra hours of house labor, Healing does a half, then that's not equal to you. Even though with the amount of work that it takes for that man to do the hour and a half of work and what it takes you to do your 4, it's an equitable distribution of labor and effort based on who you guys are. So that's my point. Like there's a certain time, like when people, like the only time women care about equality is when it's at the expense of men. The only time. There's never a situation where a woman cares about being equal to a man that doesn't benefit her. Because on the opposite side, y'all don't want to be equal to men when it comes to how we address disrespect, how we address physical conflict at all. Because again, if that were to happen, you would lose forever. So it's only times y'all care about being equals is when it's something that benefits you. And that's why I say like that a lot of women have either been corrupted by feminists or just inherently just selfish or shitty people. because those are the only people who would want to have something at the expense of someone else. Nothing that men ask for is at the expense of women. We go take it from other men. We're not going, we compete with other men for the things we want. Nothing is at you guys' expense. But when we try to, if we said like, and the only people who want to be equal to women are trannies and sissies. So y'all don't even date them no way.